You marched with Dr. King, and we support Dr. King. Be it that they did or didn't. Here's my point. Stay committed to the purpose. And you have to, we will align ourselves with those that support the liberation. I would hope so. Because look at who was against you. It's not one European country against you. Of European countries that divided Africa in 1884 to 54 countries. There's an allyship of European countries. So don't think just you yourselves is just going to be able to defeat these people. You're going to need allies. If Russia wanted to take on other countries, Russia can't do it by itself. It got allies. China has allies. Israel has allies. England has allies. But we have to be careful. I would hope that we don't align ourselves with people that want to do to Africa what the West has done to Africa. And that's extreme. So I hope I'm not speaking too long. I'm going to land my plane. Brothers, my dear brothers, thank you all for letting me be on this panel and speak to you from the perspective of a Black man in America that is totally in love with Africa. I've been to South Africa 3 times. I have performed in South Africa. I kissed the ground when I landed in Johannesburg. So from the heart of a Black man that is in tune and in solidarity with all of Africa for the liberation of Africa. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you very much. Let's hear the next speaker. It's Eli. How are you?
I'm very fine, sir.
No problem.
Yes, I'm just following you guys. I've heard from Duke. I've heard now from the previous man, Mr. D. Clow, if I'm not wrong. And I really want to say that Africa is taking the right way. I remember before I go to what I want to say, I went to a certain group of African Americans in this platform here on TikTok. And first of all, I'm Vujeri from Kenya, and I'm currently in Kenya. Yes, and so those people, I try to tell them that they are our brothers, but they they even dropped me down, and they spoke a lot of things about me. But what my brother is trying to say here is that we need to educate all the people, all the Black people, and to make them know that we are one. We are Africans. We are one. Now, coming back to matters of Africa, first of all, I stand with Mr. Ibrahim Traore, and I've been spreading the word on my TikTok, on my Facebook, everywhere, spreading the word left, right, and center, trying to educate and trying to spread the word about how African people need to liberate and emancipate themselves from slavery, physical slavery and mental slavery. Now, I want to talk about the presidents and the leaders of Africa. Currently, the leaders of Africa are not the leaders of Africa. Almost all the presidents of Africa, exclusive of Mr. Ibrahim Traore, these people are led by some shadow people behind the curtains, controlling Africa through our leaders. Because, like where I come from in Kenya, Mr. Ruto right now is well able of transforming this country to a higher class. Our people doesn't need to go to Europe. Our Minister of Employment here has been shipping people from Kenya to Saudi Arabia, to Qatar and Dubai, to go and work there. These are the people who can better these countries of Africa, our own country in Kenya. But they are taken to abroad to go and work there. I have had a dream of going to America. But when I started awakening, I don't even feel like, because I find myself like a very blessed human being to be born in Africa. And I just look at myself and I say, I was born in Africa. This is the most blessedness of all time from my ancestors and everybody who participated in bringing me down here in this continent of Africa. So leaving Africa, going abroad to go and get money there, it is something that I removed from my calendar.
Excuse me, brother. Excuse me. Brothers, I have been to Africa as a black man from America. I'm the first black man in my family that touched the ground in Africa. Can you imagine how that felt? Can you imagine how it felt to come home to Africa, to eat African food, and to wrap my arms around African people? Can you imagine what it felt like when I grew up watching television of programs about slavery, how we came over on the transatlantic slave trade, and to be blessed to go to Africa? I have been to so many countries. I've been to England. I've been to Glasgow, Scotland. I've been to Amsterdam, Netherlands. I've been to Germany. But when I landed in Africa and I looked at all the people, and they looked just like me. And I know this may sound trivial. But boy, I tell you, I'm a fighter here. I was in the United States Marine Corps, and y'all overlook me because I'm sort of emotional, because I'm full. I'm happy that I'm alive this day, that I can stand with you brothers for the liberation of Africa. So, brother, forgive me I just had to chime in.
Okay, no, bro, no problem, brother.
Y'all have no idea how grateful I am to just be in the conversation with Africans concerning Africa.
Yes. So, brother, I feel it, man. I feel it. I feel it, brother, and that's why I was saying that when I started realizing who I am and my part in this continent, it broke my heart, and I felt like I was the most blessed person ever to have stepped in this country, in this continent of Africa. So I feel that. I feel you, bro. I feel it. Now, going back to what I was saying about the leaders of Africa, these people don't act on their own. Like the way Mr. Traore was being persuaded not to do developments in his own country. Our presidents, our leaders, I believe, I don't have proof, but I just believe deep within me that maybe they are threatened or they are bought. But this one being bought, it is something that I can say I can measure on a lot. They are bought, they are given money, they are given apartments in America, in Dubai, abroad, and they are told, limit the level of developments in your countries. As a president, don't open companies or industries, because now we have over 40 counties in Kenya. And if Mr. President today decides that he wants 5 industries in every county in Kenya, we will have everybody working. If he decides that he wants to construct roads like the way Ibrahim Traore has started, we will have all the roads everywhere. We have manpower. We have people who are learned in this country. And also we have our spiritual leaders. Forget about the Bible things that we are taught here to lie, to lie to us. It was brought by the same people. We have our spiritual leaders who can guide us and who can tell us this is the way our ancestors want us to live. This is the way our people would want. This is the way we should do. Like the way it was in early years. Our grandmothers, our grandfathers used to see a woman and they say, this is pregnant, she is pregnant, without any machines, without anything. We have people who can heal you with natural medicines. Africa, we have everything we need in order to better our lives from where we are. But it's until we unite and become one. It's until all of us stands up and say, no, the youth are the people who are going to liberate themselves, to liberate Africa, because the old people in powers, like the president of Nigeria is very old. He doesn't speak about anything to do with Africa unity. The president of Kenya is the same. The president of any other country, Museveni, is there trying to beat the young people, the young person who is trying to rise up, Mr. Bobby Wine. And we have many other people, all the people who have stayed in politics for 30 years, 50 years, 20 years, and they aren't speaking anything about African unity. So those people are not the people we should focus on. But as Africans, we all, the youth of Africa, we need people who knows how to do codings, people who know how to website development and all that. Let us make a website. Let us make, because very soon these people will shut these things down when they know, when they realize that now African youth are using these platforms to enslave, to liberate themselves. Now we need people, now we need African people who are able, and we have them. We have the youth who can do everything and anything. So I don't want to speak much, but this is what I want to say. Let us not focus on our political leaders at the moment. It is us youth. A youth is anybody who is thinking about African liberation. I'm not talking about young people only. A youth is anybody who thinks about African liberation. Let us all unite and stand. If there are groups on WhatsApp everywhere, let us use these platforms while they last. And let us preach about African unity. In Kenya, I'm trying my best. I don't know much English. I don't know many things, but I'm trying my level best to speak up and spread the word about African unity. That's all. When I hear people speak about internal politics, like the Kenyan politics, I just ignore them, because that is not going to solve African at the moment. What is going to liberate the African people is us, first of all, knowing who we are, because we are very powerful spiritually. We are spiritual people, Africans. We are not just physical. We are spiritual people. Africa used to have high technology before the white man came. Africa was very far from, we have many things that can liberate us. So just to wind up, thank you so much for this platform as well. For all the 80 people that are probably listening to me at the moment, I want to say thank you, and let us unite as brothers. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Let's hear LFC. Lope, how are you?
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is Lope, and I'm from Kenya. I'm so happy to be in this platform. It's a very good topic. And for really, in the place where we are now, our young people who are learned. For example, if you can see this guy, this young president called Traore, he's a young man, and when he came to power, this guy wanted to liberate his country. That's a fresh mind. And as he grew, He saw how his people are being through all troubles, problems, The country is so rich. The country has everything. But if you look at the lifestyle of their own people, they are living a life that it's not theirs. So it's really painful.
I think Luke has network problems. Hey, Nina Sankara, how are you, bro?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Oh, we are good. We are good, man. Welcome to the live.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Sure. So, what can you say? What do you think about the topic?
I didn't even know that Putin wants to send a jet to pick up Traore.
He already sent it.
Ah, so you have to pick him up and take him to Russia.
Yes.
Hmm, I don't know. I don't know if I totally trust that one. I mean, I don't think
Okay.
Russia hasn't got.
He's already there, and he's already there in Russia, and he's safe there.
Ah, so Ibrahim is in Russia. Hey,
Yes.
no, my leader, I didn't even know about this one. I didn't even know about this one. Well, I guess it has to
So
get to the
what can you
point
say
where
about Ibrahim and
what I can say is this. Maybe it's a factor of where Putin has seen that Burkina Faso will not be able to protect Ibrahim because they'll continue coming. The point is, at this time where there's already been, I don't know if it's 20 attempts, it's a bit it's a bit dangerous for Ibrahim because he doesn't know where the attack is gonna come from. But also, in this case, we have to is testing out the ally, which is Russia, to see if what he stands on is business. Because at the end of the day, that's the whole point of having allies, is that when things are too hot, the allies can actually help you out. So I think at the same time as they're going through this fight, I think it's correct. If at all his life was really in danger to the point where he feels like he cannot be protected in Burkina Faso, it's also fine for him to go out and also plan a few things in exile, so that way they don't capture this guy, because what it is that they want to give an example, just like back in the day. For instance, if one of the slaves was really out of line or he wanted to be free, they would really show an example out of him. So with Ibrahim Traore, that's exactly what they're trying to do. Putin has seen what the potential is in terms of allies, because he knows that once Burkina Faso goes through this chapter and succeeds to get to the other side, that means they'll have a strong ally, and because everybody, remember, they want to have deals on his resources, and in this way, people are showing who are actually standing for him, so that when he succeeds, it's proper. So I think in a way, it's good because he needs to be preserved. Each one of our leaders, including if we talk about the African liberation, when we're going towards the independence, there's a lot of our leaders that would go into neighboring countries and stuff like that to go and plan out exactly how to come and tackle this problem at home. So I think it's fine. I think it's good. Um, I think maybe they should even get some more people there in Russia to go and train so that they come with a different tactics. Sorry, my kids are making me sorry.
That's beautiful. I love to hear children doing their thing. Let me say something about Russia, if I may,
no
please.
no
Let
no
me say,
MRDC will come in. Let's give it to Marquis. Marquis, please make your submission. And MDC, please support the platform again, bro. Ola, thanks for coming. Marquis, make your submission, then I'll go to MDC, then I'll go to Ellie, then I'll go back to Nina, and I'll take more requests. Yeah, continue. Marquis, come in. After you are done, we'll give it to MDC. Sure. Marquis. No, Marquis is not there. Yeah, MDC, you can come in.
Yeah, you can call me Brother Danny. My name is Danny. But listen.
Yeah, Brother Danny.
Yeah.
Brother Danny, you can.
Yeah, my brother. Listen. When we look at Russia, you know, I look at Russia from my experience and my upbringing here in America. At one point, Russia was the Soviet Union. And in the media, now I've never been to Russia. I've never met a Russian in person, but the media here in the United States of America painted the Soviet Union and Russia as the evil empire, that all of Russia is just evil. But how has the United States been to me? Russia never did a thing to me, but the United States has. The United States would not even allow my stepfather, who was one of the first black police officers in this city, to patrol white areas. He had to only be patrolling black areas. All of the damage that's ever come to me from white people has been Americans. All of the damage. They wrote "nigger go home" on the side of our house, spray painted in orange spray paint, would bust our windows. A Russian ain't never did that to me. Russia, from my understanding and my knowledge, Russia didn't oppose, I'll use South Africa for instance. Russia didn't impose apartheid on South Africa. And all of these European nations, since 1884, when they turned the land of Africa to 54 countries, not one of those damn nations sought to make Africa an ally. Not one. They had, let's just give them since 1884 to 2025. They had all of that time to say, let's make Africa an ally. Let's help Africa develop to become a strong continent and make it an ally of the Europeans. That's not what they did. They chose to exploit Africa and destabilize Africa. The IMF is simply just to destabilize Africa and charge interest rates that they know they feel as though Africa will never pay back, and to keep Africa poor. So when I look at Russia, I have to ask the question. I'm a paralegal. I work with attorneys to prepare them for court. And when you present information to the jury, for a jury to make a determination of guilt or make a determination of whether somebody is liable or not liable, it's called a fact pattern you present to the jury. You don't present law, you present facts to the jury to make a determination of guilt or innocence. So you do it in a fact pattern. If I do this in a fact pattern to determine whether Russia is guilty or innocent of whatever the United States has said, I got to consider the United States, their fact pattern. They have been evil to Africa. They have been evil to black people. And there are a lot of black people, and I don't hate America, but I'll just tell the truth. There are millions of black people that are so uneducated in this country, America, that they support everything that America do. If America say Russia's bad, these stupid asses believe it. And they've never been to Russia. They've never encountered a Russian. So whose word are we taking? Are we taking our own experience with Russia? Or are we taking the experience of Western countries that seek to dominate Africa and exploit Africa? So are you going to trust their word of who Russia is? Man, listen to me. There's a saying that we have here in the United States. I'm going to teach y'all something today. There's a saying that we have in the United States when somebody's telling something that we don't believe. Here it is. Y'all ready for it? Man, kiss my ass. There it is right there. Kiss my ass. Thank you. I land my plane.
No problem. Nina Sankara, you can finish so that we can give Eli, then we give Matrix.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. Like Brother Daniel, right? Yeah, Brother Daniel touched on something important right there. When he spoke about how Russia has never really participated in the Congo conference or the Berlin conference. Um, there's so many things that Russia did to Africa. You know, if you ask Angolans, they'll tell you how Russia helped them, Mozambicans, and all of this. You know what I mean? So Russia is the only country out there with the Chinese maybe who are actually looking out to see Africa develop. Even though I know even them they're there for their own interests, but the interest of the West is common. Over and over, the West has told us the same story. If you look at all of the good leaders that really came up, it was they were taken out because they dared to think about what Russia could offer. If it was Patrice Lumumba, it was that because the whole time America's position is to make Russia look like it's bad. However, America is the country that we have to watch out for because, like my guy said, they've got a history. These guys did Nagasaki and Hiroshima. They can never tell you nothing about rights, human rights, or nothing like that because they have violated the rights to the fullest. So now, for them to come out and it's the same pattern that they do. So Abraham, for him to go to Russia, it's all right. It makes sense to me because you have to get out of when it's hot, go and make adjustments to see exactly how it is. Because Macron, they're not gonna, they can't, they will not stop. Do you know if you get somewhere free food, you get free food from somewhere, and finally you go there, you find they put a little fence, you're gonna kick that fence, so you jump over the fence and still try to get it. So they'll continue doing whatever they have to do to make Ibrahim look bad. One of the things we need to watch out for, especially here on the net, they're gonna start propaganda. Remember? That's where they start. They start making Gaddafi look like, oh, everybody hated him. And all over the sudden, they're gonna pay somebody who will go into there and you will see those people who have new artillery, new machinery from America, and you'll be wondering how did these guys get hold of that? That's what they do. They do that all the time because Africa has become a farm. Africa, they look at it like a farm to harvest wealth for the West. But at some point, we have to stop. This thing, what Ibrahim has done, and we always talk about Ibrahim, we forget that there's General Chiani and there's Assimi Goita. What these guys are doing is a revolution. The first independence that we got was a bluff. They all lied to us that we're independent and all of this, but these ones still stuck their nails on the wealth. So now, if you're independent, it means we have to be fully free and control our resources. I rest. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I think Mr. Osea. I think Mr. Osea is away, but he said I would follow. So let me just proceed ahead. I don't know if Mr. Osea, are you around? I'll just proceed with what I had started saying earlier. I was trying to make a point of whereby I think or believe that the African leaders, there is a knife on their throat, or corruption has made the African nation to be the way it is at the moment. I don't see how your president in your country or your leader, it may be your governor or the member of parliament or any leader in any category or capacity, is not able, he or she is not able to develop its people. At the moment, I was watching a documentary how people are living on top of the water in Nigeria. I mean, in the city of Nigeria, that is a city, not just a very rural area. In a major city in Nigeria. And I saw the type of poverty. I came back in Kenya and saw the type of poverty in our slums here in Kibera. We have a slum called Kibera. We have many other slums, Korogosho, we have many Kariobangi and many other slums where people are living in poverty. I was working with someone in a pharmacy where young girls of age of 14, 13 used to come looking for P2 or some kind of birth control so that they don't get pregnant. And then the person who was there asked them, "You are very young. Why are you doing sex at this time?" And the girl was like, "My mom knows this. And she's the one who receives money and hands me over to a man. And then there is nothing we can do about it because this money is the one that takes me to school. This money is the one that feeds us." I even understood my mother because we don't do it just for pleasure or anything, but we want to better our life. We have stayed hungry without eating for days. And then mother decided this. And not just one girl or two or three. Many of them came seeking abortion. Bro, in the slums of Huruma here in Kenya, I cannot disclose everything because now, and that person, the woman that was working there, I was just the driver of the woman, so I used to sit there just listening. The woman could tell them, "No, we cannot do abortion." But they were blaming on poverty. And this is just a tip of the iceberg. Because many things are happening in Africa because of poverty. And we have people buying money. These people have got enough revenues they collect from our African nations to rebuild Africa and take it at least, even if they will not erase all the poverties that we have, at least 50% of poverty. It's like we are living out of 100%, we are living at 20%. 20% of all the people in Africa are poor. I mean, 80% of the people are poor, 20% rich. And they have money, they have wealth, they have everything. Where are they getting all this from? Some of them, it's their hard-earned money. And I can't blame anybody for their unearned money. But many of them, where they get that money is from the elites, the people who want African countries to be poor. Those people are paying a huge amount of money to politicians to limit the level of development they make in their constituencies, in their provinces, in their counties, in their country at large. That's why you will ask, why is Mr. President not building schools? Why is the schools in Africa not free? They are able to do all this, but they are told, bro, if you try to make schools free, right now, I remember, like, let's say like 7 years ago, in Africa, in Kenya, let me speak in Kenya, because I don't know much about other countries, but I know a little bit. In Kenya, we had youth and people doing taxi jobs. I've done a taxi job, offline and online taxi jobs. We used to earn a very good amount of money before the European apps came, like Bolt, Uber, and all those other. In Kenya, we have Bolt and Uber. They are the ones dominating. People used to work and they earned a very good amount of money. But now when this thing came, you will find many drivers seated on the roadside, on the pavement in Kenya, in Nairobi now. Their legs on the dashboard, because those people, what they are earning, it is exactly what the elites wanted them to earn. A vehicle can drive someone like 10 kilometers and they are paid 200 Kenyan shillings. A vehicle can drive someone and they are paid 150 shillings. Just imagine 150 shillings. I don't know how you can convert it into your currency wherever you are. Believe you me, these people limit who gets rich to a certain level and to this level. Everyone cannot get money like, to others, yes, it's at the advantage because others are paying less, but others are suffering. This Bolt app comes from Estonia. It's a European app, and I believe it's powered by Europeans. Uber comes from America, if I'm not wrong. So it has come and dominated the delivery industry. They have come and dominated the food delivery industries. They have come and dominated. Do you want to tell me in Africa we don't have an app developer that can develop their app for rideshare app like Uber and Bolt, an app that can a social media app? We have people, we have youth who can do such things. We have people who can make an aeroplane in Africa, even vehicles of our own. But when that person is found, you have tried to create an aeroplane. No, that thing will not fly. They deny you a license. They deny you a license to fly the aeroplane, instead of them trying to figure out how they can give you a place. Bro, what's wrong with Africans, man? You know me, I speak these things until I am emotional and I feel like I cannot continue anymore. There are youth who have tried to manufacture their own vehicles out of their own mind. Nobody told them do this, do that. No. In fact, some of them, they didn't even go to YouTube to seek for videos of people creating or manufacturing vehicles. Somebody just came, is in the village there in Kenya, down there in the village. They are not access to internet, but they come up with something that looks logic, something that looks to develop the manufacturing industry in our African countries. But once they do that, if the country will not deny them a license to test that vehicle or aeroplane, a white man will take them to America. You'll find that they are given green card. Some of them, or an American company was impressed with them, and they are taken to America to go and continue. They say to go and continue studies to know how to do that well. But they have snatched us somebody who could have bettered this country. And we are just sitting there waiting for Jesus to come. Where was this Jesus when our ancestors were being shipped in ships to go and build other countries there? Where was this Jesus? Where was this God? Where was this Jesus that they brought to us when our You know, these people used to bargain on our ancestors. They are bargaining like the way you bargain mangoes and food stuff in the market. This is too old. It cannot work. No. This is a youth. Yes. Take him to the ship. This one cannot. Oh, this one is too old. This one is no. This one not. This one give me 500, 300. They used to bargain like that, bro. For our ancestors, toward our ancestors. And now they have come back again, now working behind the curtains, paying our politicians not to develop our nations, giving them loans that we will never pay. Bro, hey man, let's wake up, man. Let's spread the word. Let's do whatever we can do, even if it's demonstrations, even if it's whatever it is. How comes Mr. Traore is going somewhere else for his security? Where are African presidents? They are not speaking. You know why? They have been told by those elites. There are people seated somewhere in a boardroom. They are even maybe listening to us. They have told him, guys, if you try to speak about Mr. Ibrahim or anything to do with Africa, you will see. Maybe they are paid or threatened. I don't know. Maybe they are threatened or paid. I don't know. But they are told to keep quiet. Cannot enrich them that way. There are billions of money. Others given apartments in the US, in the European countries, and this is yours. You will eat as many. That is why when anything happens on African president, they run away from Africa. They go in Saudi Arabia and other countries. They run away because they are given palace in other countries and told, this is your empire. Just limit the level of employment you make to your people, period. And if you try to force us to do something else, we will do it. You see what we did to Muammar Gaddafi? We will do it to you, bro. You see what we did to this and that? We will do it to you, bro. So it's either you accept this this bribe, or in Kenya we say we press you, we finya you, tukufinye. We press you somewhere. We just touch you somewhere where you will accept everything we say.
Please summarize.
Yes. I'm done. Thank you so much. May somebody else speak.
No problem. Let's hear Petmo. Petmo, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine. Though
MDRC. Sorry, MDRC, thank you for supporting the platform, bro. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the platform.
It's all love.
Yeah, continue.
It's all love.
Petmo, you can continue, sure.
Okay. So though it has not been long since I joined the life. So but then while I was passing, so I was so happy with the last speaker, the points he made. I think I had to align with his own submission. He has been able to let the cat out of the bag. The challenges that we have as an African to African soil today is the leaders. I want to talk about the leaders, those that occupies government positions. You understand, starting from the presidency to the least person. Till tomorrow morning, Africans are still answerable. They are still answerable to the Westerners, the European elites. They are answerable to them, not just because of them. Me and I knows that. It's not just because of anything, but on the basis of the fact that the resources that God blessed us with has been their envy. They envy us, they jealous us, not because of any other thing. They have never had our interest at heart. And they will never do that even till tomorrow morning. And this has been their policy. And if Africa today, the youth in Africa did not wake up, it will continue that way. Their agenda, their aim is to subjugate us till eternity. But one of the reasons, or should I say the tools that have aided that till this moment is religion. You understand? And no matter how we want to fight, no matter what we want to say on the internet, those things are going to help in its own way, but it will not eradicate it. It will not solve that problem. It's just like somebody coming to tell a family of 6, for instance. In a family of 6, one is aligning with a particular thing. Okay, let's say our father, our parents, is a man who does too many things. Then out of his 6 children, one took over from another, decided to propagate a particular understanding of the father, so it is to the rest of the children. But you discover that the first person may decide to say, my father is a good person because he's intelligent. The other person may say, my father, yes, I don't need anything to do with intelligence. My father is a good person because he's a craftsman. So what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is this. If, for instance, that we want to do away, even though the president of Burkina Faso today, yes, what he's doing is doing a marvelous job, you understand, in a way, but though he's not totally free, you understand. But I know, however, anyone may like to see it from the angle it's coming from, for you to be free, you need to align with a power that can be able to match whosoever that is after you. I'm not saying that the angle he's going is not good, but then let us also not forget that those who are aligning with him also has an interest. You understand? But no matter the angle it may be, it is always better than where we were as at today. But whether Europeans, whether Westerners, whether the middle belt, when once is a foreigner, their interest reigns supreme. Their interest is first before the interest of any African leaders. You understand? So the truth of the issue is that the African youth has to wake up. I overheard when the last speaker said that we need to think out of the box by looking out for a way of trying to develop our own social media, which is very, very important. It's very, very important. You understand? I can tell you categorically that there are people who has that capacity to do a thing of this nature, but politicians, they have a way of, trying to make them look more handicapped. Now, coming to the effect of maybe you and I can decide to set up a media where we can disseminate information, a true information, to pass to the public. But the government will ask you, do you have the license? You see, that license isn't not just for any other thing. It is for control. You understand? So look at the social media today. and look at the mainstream medias, they don't give the same information. On their own aspect, it needs to be censored. Why are they censoring it? They are doing that in order to benefit them. That is the essence of it. The benefit who? The elite, those in the authority, the government. Because if you begin to say truth as an individual, or maybe an NGO, the government will question and query your authority. You understand? It is a very nasty journey, but the only way we can win this, you understand, is bringing the like minds together. People who are totally, people who have different ideology totally from anything that has to do with Westerners. Even this education, even education on its own, the one that are being brought to Africa, is nothing. It is not benefiting us. You understand? I know it would have been a bit impossible for us to communicate as people who are coming from different African countries. There could have been a way. Okay. So what I'm trying to say in summary is that we need to come together. We need to the young ones has to come together, but the elderly one, those ones who are old, they can't do nothing as at today. Thank you so much.
No problem, no problem. Let's hear T-Pain. T-Pain, how are you?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. I
Sharp.
have been yes.
The topic is on your face. How do you feel about Putin, and should we have nuclear weapons as Africans? What can you say?
I haven't been here for long, but I have some points to put across.
Yeah, talk to us.
Before I comment on Putin and his weapons in Africa, I have learned so many things from you guys, so many questions that I've been asking myself for a long time, and I find it challenging to most of us who've grown in African countries, because we've been taught and the few things that we've been taught are not helping us so much when it comes to real life, because we were taught mostly that white collar jobs are the only avenues in life. But due to our leaders being selfish and self-centered, I have come to learn that you don't need to move out from Africa for you to go and secure a job in white countries, in the Western countries. You don't need to move from Africa for you to be comfortable. That mindset that the Europeans left us here, that you need to get out and go look for jobs there. You can as well create our own jobs. I have listened to someone who was saying, there is a Kenyan who's been speaking as I joined you. He said that we have so many bright people who can do a lot, like building our own cars and so many things that we can do for ourselves that we normally buy from those Western countries. There are some things that we can be doing on our own to support each other. So there are some things like motorbikes, cars. We can be able to produce those things here. But you find that our governments are very selfish. They don't want us to know. They go secure the loans. They want us to go to the Western countries so that we can go and what can I say, Yani, to be more learned, go get degrees, and but they have are of no use, because you can't be learned but you don't know how to be a manufacturer. There are some things that we should be producing. I've never seen a manufacturing company that produces radios, electronics, and these locomotives that the engines. I've never seen in Africa where people manufacture their own cars. But I see what I see is them importing things from China and assembling them here. The Europeans have corrupt our minds. Those people are selfish. We need to, as Africans, we need to make an app that can support these people who are who want to bring this dream into reality. There are some people who can make even aeroplanes in Africa here, but accessing those people and supporting them, because to make something like an aeroplane, you need some funds. So we need to support those brothers by, if we had an app, we can contribute towards that so that they can be supported. Because if there are some people who are eager to support. Another thing is that you cannot be given weapons. Coming to this topic, so nuclear weapons, if we are entitled or given those nuclear weapons into these African countries, these people want us to kill each other. They don't want us to develop ourselves. Why should someone give you a nuclear weapon for you to be? This person's mind, he wants to make sure that you are becoming to be an enemy of other people. He wants to. It's like you having. If you have many dogs, you in your mind, you have that mindset that you conquer anyone. But in reality, you don't know how to make those nuclear weapons. Someone who wants to help you will come up with the projects that will teach you how you produce or how to fish. Fishing means someone can tell you this nuclear weapon, you will mix this this chemical and this one. This is the procedure. Let us make a factory here or a plant, and I show you how you make these weapons with these raw materials that you produce in Africa. Not you give me a finish. You cannot come and give me a finished product that I don't know where you are bringing it from. Tomorrow, when I'll be your enemy, you will come to withdraw that weapon and taking them away, leaving me selfless and harmless. So I don't think that's a wise idea. The best ideas that Putin can have for Africa is to come and maybe we use those resources here, they be processed, we make our own weapons, we have the people to be taught how to produce those weapons, people to be taken to schools. Our education system should be evolved that in such a way that all those things we learn in school, so that they can be of use after we come out of school. I saw a clip recently as I was scrolling through TikTok, how students, they were comparing between China and Kenya. The children in China are taught those things that when you are a Form 4 leaver in Kenya, they are taught in nursery school. Those are the things we are after coming out of Form 4. Those are the things we are going to be taught in college. But in China, the nursery school students, the nursery school children are taught those things we are going to be taught in Form 4. So I think the governments in Africa are prone to stealing, corruption, this poverty rate that is looming. You see, people are marrying each day. We are multiplying in population. We are out of schools with nothing. They are imposing a lot of taxes, no jobs. They don't care about what your future is. Tomorrow you will have your own sons and daughters. You will have nothing to give them. But if we change that mindset, we have right leaders, I think we'll be good to go. And whatever we are taught in school should be of importance. What are you able to offer to those Westerners? If people in Japan can be able to manufacture a television by the name Sony or JVC, which one are you going to sell to them? Because you need them too to buy from you. You will not be selling them agricultural products all the days of your life. I think we need to have industries, manufacturers in Africa, so that we can also be competitive in this world. Thank you.
No problem, no problem. Family, I'll give William, then we'll go for closure, gents. We'll go for closure. After William, I'll give you all to make closing remarks. William, how are you?
Good morning, brothers, and I'm fine, and first and foremost, I want to greet everybody on this panel, and and everyone else who's like not up in the panel listening. This is a very interesting subject that you guys put in your panel. Can we trust with nuclear weapons? Can we trust African with nuclear weapons? Uh, the fact to even ask the questions, to me, it's insulting. Come on, not to you, brother. I mean, when I say insulting, not to you. My philosophy on weapons, first and foremost, it's not to be offensive. You know as more as I know this proverb in Latin, which said, "Who at peace have to be prepared for war." And I truthfully believe in, I truthfully believe Africans in general, all over Africa, if we want to prosper, if we want to go forward, we need to develop the capability to be able to defend ourselves against all aside. Doesn't matter who they are. They can be from the west. They can be from the east, from wherever. And my point of view is, I think it's not a matter of trust. It's a matter of responsibility. It's a matter of like developing logistics. Now the question should have been: should we be given weapon, or should we be learn how to build our weapons? I'm for any process to teach our brothers and sisters Africans how to build, to develop their own nuclear capability, to develop their own weaponry. Why? If you go like in history, since maybe 1492 up to now, the reason why we've been suffering so much, kidnapped, exploited, is because our capability to defend ourselves was unequal to the Westerners. If at that time we had the capability to defend ourselves, we have equal forces with the Westerners, now our brothers and sisters wouldn't be all over the place in Europe, in America, would never been in bondage because the force would have been equal. And I think when people think that we need to build wealth. Yes, we do, but we need our like positions, how people see us as black people in the world. I mean, all over the world. Believe it or not, I don't mean to be sarcastic or to be like pessimistic. We're not the most likable people on this earth. And with African, all we have is us. I'm not saying that other people doesn't like us like a little bit, but all we have is us. And all we have to defend ourselves will be us. And I think I'm not saying that Mr. Putin maybe doesn't have like some personal agenda, but to me this is the first Westerners who had offers to African and men to be strong to defend themselves. And as far as like being able to build, to process a nuclear weapon, I'm all for it, and I think we should, and we should have had that a very long time, a long time ago. So for anybody who think that peace is free, no, there's no freedom for free in the world. All freedom that you've seen around the world, all peace you see in other countries, is at the cost of a strong defense, either army or weaponry. So I fully agree for our African to have like nuclear weapon. So if you guys have anything else to add, this is just my point. I want to stay on the subject. I don't want to go any further around anything else.
No problem, no problem. Thank you, thank you. Family, let's. I don't have a question. Maybe the other speakers might have a question. Anybody with a question?
Hello. I don't know if I can speak just for a few minutes about this topic.
Sharp, you can speak.
Okay. No problem. Okay, thank you so much. I want to say something about African having nuclear weapons. According to me, I don't think so. But if indeed we really need to have them, they really need to come from, we really need to have to manufacture them ourselves, not to be given a ready-made nuclear weapon. And I want you to understand that nobody can give you anything, their wisdom or their knowledge or their items or their properties for free. Mr. Putin is a very good friend of ours, but is also, the problem with Africa is we trust easily. Even for our ancestors to be shipped and done slaves, they trusted the intruders. When they came as angels, missionaries, and so on. So we have trust issues, whereby we trust easily. Not forgetting that these people have their own agendas and their own, they have their own missions, which might be hidden or not, because Africa is a land of prosperity. Africa is a land of wealth. So people knows, all these people knows that when I attach myself with the African land, if all these other people will be thrown out of Africa and we remain, will be the one who will be eating greatly from Africa. So Mr. Putin, maybe he has a calculated move of taking Africa, but in a very strategic manner. Me, I've gone through a lot and I don't trust easily, because I've said, and I'll repeat again, Africans have issues with the trust. They trust easily. Now, for you to give Africans weapons, we have seen, I want to believe that Ukraine had weapons. Ukraine had weapons, very good weapons. Believe you me, because Ukraine it's not just a small country. But you saw what happened to Ukraine by that same Russian guy. So Africans, what we need is this. We need ourselves. We are the best weapons. Nobody can bomb Africa, my friend. No one can throw a nuclear onto us. Right now we have AI, artificial intelligence, but in Africa we have spiritual intelligence, SI. And that is what we had even in those days. We have our spiritual guides and spiritual leaders who can even manipulate those their AI, their systems there. And that nuclear weapon will go back to them. I'm talking like a foolish person, but this is the truth. This is the truth. You can buy it or not. Africans have everything they need. If we can have an older person who looks on someone and tell them, this is the problem you are having, this is a sickness you are having, this is enemies are coming from the east, enemies are coming from the west, enemies are coming from the south. Now what can we do? Let's do this, let's do this. And things are fixed. Why do we need a weapon? You've seen, I've watched this movie but once, Wakanda. That movie, the person who produced it was very much aware of what Africa is. That movie speaks about how developed Africa is in terms of technology. And that is why I'm telling you, even those weapons, the minerals are coming from Africa. The weapons they want to sell us, that is a business those people may be intending to, but I'm not sure. Maybe somebody can prove me wrong. I'm not sure. But it's just that they want us to test the sweetness of nuclear weapons so that they start selling those weapons to us. We will now be desperate for those weapons. We will now be desperate. We just need those weapons. And now they will say, well, now, the first ones we gave you, they are outdated. They are the ones we used for in Soviet Union those years, in the early 18 years ago, 1800 years. Now we have the latest ones. And those latest ones, we are the only person who knows how to manufacture them. Now we need you to give us the minerals, because the minerals are in Congo, they are everywhere in Africa. Now we need you to give us those minerals so that we make them for you. You see? So these people are calculating, they are trying to, they have seen that now Africa has started waking up. Now, what is a new strategy that we can use? You never know. Even America is using Russia. You never know. You never know. I'm not saying that is how it is, but I'm just thinking with my shallow mind, with my foolish mindset. I'm just trying to think aloud. So don't trust anybody. Never trust anyone, even yourself. There are many times you have believed you'll do something and you failed yourself. And you trusted yourself so much. You said, now, I will not fail here. I will not fail here. But you failed yourself. So never believe, never trust yourself. So, these are the things we need to talk about. Africa doesn't need weapons. Africa needs themselves. Africa needs themselves. Our land is not a land of weapons and war and all that. Even the weapons we have currently, we are using them to fight ourselves. You see what police are doing to our fellow Africans? Go to any country in Europe when the people are demonstrating about their rights. You will see police with some rungus. What is a rungu in English? Something that just, What is Arungu in English? Somebody may help me say that. It's some, you know, but come to any African country when the people are demonstrating for their rights. Police with, they come with armory in a truck of guns, AK-47s, and they start shooting at people. Those are the little ones we have. Tell me that a bomb, a nuclear weapon is now brought to Kenya, and the Gen Zs are now fighting the government. Eh? Bro, let's be honest, Bana. Let's just be honest. You know, we just don't need to lie to each other. We don't need to lie to each other. Africans are not ready for weapons. We are ready for ourselves. We are spiritual beings. We can fight spiritually with those people and we can win those wars. I think I'm done.
All right. So, no. Wait. So, how do you fight spiritually, Eli? Please explain to us only that part. How do you fight spiritually? King Kabanga Ola.
Yes. I'll just give you an example of what I've seen in Kenya. We've had people who have been able to steal other people's items. And that person goes to a pastor, and the pastor tells them that just wait upon the Lord, and you will see what the God will do. And let me just finish. Let me just finish.
So we
Now,
have to wait upon the Lord.
No. I'm just finishing. Kindly, just a second. Now the pastor will tell you to wait upon the Lord. Then that person waits, and then their items have gone forever. And then he goes to a native doctor. And then the native doctor does what they does. And that person returns those things. Those people returns them. Wait.
So you are saying these guys are using. These guys.
Sorry.
Are using. These guys are using. Now you are saying we must use witchcraft.
Witchcraft
let me close.
Sorry?
Yeah, but I'm saying the Europeans are using armored vehicles. You are saying we should fight using witchcraft and sangomas.
Yes, witchcraft is used.
No problem. Please, I don't know. Maybe in other countries they use witchcraft to fight, but I don't know about that. But for you to be thinking about witchcraft in 2025 to fight a war, I don't know. So, gents, let me go and sleep because I'm tired. Who wants to close? Then we go.
I had one question for Mr. Eli. And first and foremost, Mr. Eli, do you realize that you call the entire African continent of being irresponsible? And secondly, if you want to use spirit, excuse me if I go back in time and ask you that questions, where were the spirit when Leopold II were killing by millions Africans? Where were the spirit when we were being colonized? Let me tell you something, brother. Let's be realistic. There's only violence who can stop violence. And remember what I told you, the price of peace is a strong force. It's a strong army. And for you to say that African cannot handle weapon because we are irresponsible, I think you need, with all the respect, I don't have anything against your opinion, but I think you need to go ahead, sit down, think about you as an African man saying that, thoroughly. You need to rethink again as an African, who's like intelligent, went to school and was conscious about the geopolitics in the world how it works right now, go ahead and rethink about what you just said. Let me rephrase. I don't have anything against your opinion. I'm just saying, and I agree with the brother who just like to speak. The one who said that, who asked you about this spirit. I fully agree with you, brother. There's no way. There's no way out. And
Excuse me.
Gents, let's hear
Hello.
Marquise. Please, Marquise, how are you? Marquise. Let's hear who's next. Anybody wants to speak?
Hello.
So that, yeah, go for it. I'm listening.
What I want to say is that William, Ellie is right. What Africa needs our own weapons. We need to produce our own weapons. You cannot be assisted all 100 years back to this date. You are depending on other people's weapons.
But William is saying we should use Sangomas to fight the war.
What is that?
He's saying we should use Sangomas to fight the war.
What is Sangomas?
He's saying we should use Muti to fight the war.
No, that he meant. I can say that he meant that we can use our spiritual fathers to fight. He never said that we should use witchcraft. That is wrong notion.
No,
but he said,
it's not William who said that. Post Rasta. That wasn't William. I'm for Africa to have weapon. That was Mr. Eli who said that we can use the spirit.
I think we should advocate for Africa's weapons. We should manufacture our own weapons. We should not be buying weapons from other countries. So someone cannot be offering you a nuclear weapon without having some negative thought towards you.
Excuse me, may I? When I first started to speak, that's what I just said. I said that even though we may start buying weapons, but we need to learn to develop our own technology to build weapons. That was the first thing I said in my first intervention.
Yes.
And believe that Africa doesn't need weapon, I think it's a big mistake. And if we keep living in the same mind frame and the same type of ideology, we'll be forever slave. There's no strong nation without strong defense. We have to be able to preserve what we have, to defend our brothers and sisters, and to build our future. We need to be able to defend ourselves. If we can defend ourselves accordingly in present time, we will always disrespected and left behind. Having weapon doesn't mean you will go and harass other countries and stuff like that. It's this is what I call a balance of terror. Why America doesn't attack Russia? Not because they love Russia, not because Russia love America, but they know that whoever make the first move, it will be fatal for either one of them. The weapon that they have called the balance of terror, and this is like that all over the world. See, watch carefully. Us in Africa, first of all, I'm from Haiti, and I never stepped foot in Africa yet. But I consider myself, my soul belong to Africa, even though I never been there. I'm Haitian. I truthfully believe that, we are the only nation, race that they don't fully respect, because they know that besides words and witchcraft, we don't have any other means to defend ourselves. Look, this country, North Korea, they don't like the gentleman who's in power, but guess what? They give him respect because they know that he can defend himself. If you cannot, even in your neighborhood, if you cannot defend yourself, you will be everybody's, laughing and stuff. And just to conclude, I truthfully believe we, as African nation, as country in Africa, we it's essential. We have to have the mean to be able to defend, to protect ourselves. Otherwise, they will keep on stealing us. They will keep on enslave us and do all type of things to Africa. So it's necessary. It's imperial. It's imperative that we own certain weapon of capability to you know the you know to make other people to respect us. That's what I think.
No problem. Yeah. Family, all of us, let us all tap family to 30K. We have not been tapping. Family, let's tap the screen. We have been sitting with 7,000 people, but we can't even tap the 30K. Everyone, let us tap the screen. Tap the screen where you are. Let us tap the screen, gents, to 30K. Now we are on 10K. We are 69, gents. Can we please all tap the screen to 30K? Just tap the screen. You will see some loves coming out. Let us keep tapping the screen to 30K. All of us will continue after we are at 30K. Let us all tap and let us support the platform. Gents, if you don't support the platform, no one is going to support this platform. Uh, Support the platform, send some gifts, support the platform, gents. Because you guys are not supporting these platforms, but radio is not for you. If you are not standing or building this platform, it will collapse. And when it collapses, we are done, gents. So support the platform. It's good that you do so. Let us all tap to 30K. All of us, let us tap to 30K. Family, let us tap the screen. We are 60 people. We are 54. Let us tap the screen. All of us, let us tap the screen. Let us tap to 30K. Let us all tap. Family, let us all tap the screen. We need to get to 30K. We can't be here for 3 hours, but we are on 10K. It's impossible, gents. But I've spoken to about 7,000. It's impossible, gents. Gents, you guys are not tapping the screen, so let's do this. Solar and game, submit, then we close. I'll get another topic because I can't run a live where people are not tapping. It's pointless, gents. We are not gifting, we are not tapping. Then we are not building this platform. And no issues about that. Solar, how are you?
Good and you, my brother,
No
and
problem.
every listener. Good evening. This issue we are touching today is very serious about the nuclear. That are we safe with the nuclear in Africa as a whole? Look, this is not a matter of whether we can trust one another with nuclear or not. It's a matter of must. It's a matter of we must defend ourselves. So, because of if you want to compete internationally, everyone is protecting themselves. For example, we spoke about the North Korea. We spoke about Russia itself. No one can attack you if you've got a nuclear weapon. But before we get to nuclear weapon, when a certain country is trying to attack a certain country, it's sending missiles. So first and foremost, obviously, as we're talking about terror in Africa as a whole, that you need to get anti-missile first so that you can defend yourself. Because of if they're coming to take Traore, for example, and assassinate him, they will start by bombing Burkina Faso. But now for that not to happen, you need to get the right weapon for that. the starting weapon before we get to nuclear, because nuclear is the last step. So in other words, Traore is going to Russia to learn some of those things. We need to understand that he's going to learn some of those things. How can they defend themselves, even himself, is very important. To answer the guy, this guy, Ally or Eli, it's not a matter of spiritual belief or not, or which spirituality do you believe in. In this case, it's just like saying, I'm going to look for a work. You cannot just sit and pray and say, I'm looking for a work. You have to stand up and take action. And there are some stages that you must go for you before you can get that, what you call, that position you are looking for. So you need firstly to go all the steps to school and qualify and be prepared for a certain position. So everything works like that. You need to prepare yourself. Before we get to spirituality, and because of, we mustn't mix the two. A lot of people, they've got problem with this one. Yes, spirituality is part of us, but we mustn't mix what must be done in order for you to get something and mix it everywhere with spirituality. Yes, of course, to achieve everything, spirituality is part of you, and you'll pray, you'll do what, but you need action. Anything of spirituality goes with action. So coming back to the issue of trust, to conclude that one, we all agree we need to protect ourselves. It's not the issue of trust, it's the issue of must as Africans, so that we can be able to grow our continent as one. Remember, when they assassinated Gaddafi, what they did, they start by blowing the area before they get to the area. And we need to learn from such things, like how can we protect ourselves as African? We needed a mentor. We needed a mentor. Russia comes in as a mentor, and they are willing to work with us. Yes, of course, Russia might have their own plans or their own interest in Africa. But as long as we know what is our interest, we've got direction that, okay, us as Africans, we need to achieve this. What is our main goal? Yes, of course, you cannot succeed alone. You need other countries as a country to succeed. But you need to know what is your main goal. Look, Africa is rich. We have agreed on that. Africa is rich. If today Africa can say no minerals that goes out, we need to sit on the table with everyone, just like that guy did. I even forget him, Trump. Trump, he stopped everything and then he opposes tariffs. It's war. So he did that for his country because he understood at that present moment they cannot lose dollar, because of if they lose dollar, they can't use dollar now. It will be too late for them to achieve whatever that they want to achieve. That's why now it's using dollar to do whatever that is supposed to be done in their country. So even us in Africa, we need to know exactly what is it that we need in order for us to succeed and to do the right thing. And in each and everything that we do, there is process. My brother, the ally, it seems like he called himself stupid always when he's talking. He'll end up being a stupid. When you talk, you cannot say, with my stupid mentality, you'll end up being a stupid like that. So I will ask him to change on that one, so that we don't call ourselves stupid as Africans and we allow another African to call himself stupid. He's brilliant. He needs to do his research. He needs to take time, whenever he's going to talk about something, he needs to get the right information and bring the right information to the platform so that we get to a certain level. He mustn't take us back. When we have achieved something, then he's taking us back. As we have agreed today that we need nuclear as Africans to protect ourselves. That one, it is according to me and others, you can support me. That's what it's part of what we need. It's not a luxury. It's a basic for us to survive. Because of we know that it's concluded, we know that they can't attack us if we got nuclear with anything above nuclear. So when we've got nuclear, they will be afraid of attacking us, or maybe of abusing us. So it's a form of protection that we need, so that when we talk, we are not afraid America will land or Washington will land, all those things. So above them all, we need to have strategy. How must we move Africa? We need to work as one, and we need. It doesn't matter. We can be different countries and maybe 54 different countries in one continent, but that doesn't stop us to work together. The only thing that we need is systems of communicating to one another and one main goal. What is the one main goal that we need as Africans? Then once we've got that, we can be able to work together. For example, Tawari, when you go to Burkina Faso, you don't need visa. If every one of us say in Africa, you don't need visa to travel, automatically it's a 50% of killing the borders. Because of I can go anywhere. I don't need a visa as an African. I can go anywhere in Africa. So such things, they need to be put formally and have one body that anyone that comes in Africa to do any deal must talk to that body, and that body is the one that will be responsible for a conclusion. Once we have one goal, then we can be able to set policy that will allow us to work together as one. But now the challenge that we've got for now, a lot of and because of that, they don't allow the right thing to happen. If anyone that is doing the right thing comes in, like maybe Julius Malema or someone else or Tayore, they will have a way of stopping him. For example, let's come to this point in South Africa. All of us, we know that anyone can support me, and then will correct me if I'm wrong. We know that DA, it doesn't have that power to get the percentage that they got. But we don't talk about such things. Those are the things that we must touch and talk about, because of those things are the ones that are giving the YT the strength to conquer us and to fight us. We need to address that thing, talk about it. We know DA, the percentage that they've got with the elections is not right. We know that for a fact. It's not right. DA cannot pass. I'm not promoting any party, but I'm just, having a way trying to have a way to share with you guys. And yes, so we know that DA, the percentage that they've got, it was man-made. It's not the right one. DA cannot get that percentage. And the white need to know that in South Africa, we need to challenge them now to fight that, not to ignore it, to fight that, so that the Mlungus know the black guys are clever. But if we relax, then we know that things they went wrong. It won't help us. So such things is one of the things that I needed to put today, so that in the future we need to discuss about it. Do we really believe that the DA, they got the percentage that they've got, it was honest or not? We need to talk about such things. Anyway, I'd like to thank everyone in the platform. I'd like to thank the host for giving us an opportunity to come in this platform. Let us support the platform. Let us make sure this platform grows. Thanks, everyone. Good night.
No problem. Family will go to the game. The game will be the last speaker. We close. I will have to go for a different topic because we are struggling even to achieve 30,000 likes, gents. But it's okay. Let's hear the game. The game. Be the last speaker. Then.
Okay, thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much for having me. You know what,
How are
guys?
you?
I'm alright, sir. Yeah. How are you then?
Oh, I am alright, bro. Go for it.
Okay, thank you so much. You know what, guys? What I'm thinking, right, is that Africans, we need some form of protection for our people and our resources and everything that we own. But here is the question that I always ask. I did an analysis on this thing. We are facing a challenge of chicken and egg problem. Which one comes first, and which one must we prioritize first? In my opinion, I think it is good for Africans to start by building our economies. Our economies, they are going to give us the opportunity to do whatever we want. Because even right now, even if you can say, okay, guys, let us try by all means to raise funds to build a nuclear weapon. Where are we going to get these funds? Because as far as I'm concerned, if you can look at in Africa, we don't have both. We don't have the economy. We don't have the strong economy. We don't have the strongest army. So which one must we prioritize first? I was thinking that we must start by the economy. Our economy, if they are strong, they're going to give us the edge, technological advancement, economic growth, innovation. If your economy is strong, people, they take you serious in geopolitical stuff. It will increase our revenue. Whatever we get from our economy, then we build our armies. Because a successful and strong army relies on the economy. If your economy is strong, it's a guarantee that you're going to have a strong army. But right now in Africa, we don't have both. We are shaking. It's like we are trying to build a nice roof on a shaky foundation. How are we going to sustain our armies? Look at our budget. Look at our GDP. Everything is fractured. Nothing is working. So the first step is to build our economies. Let us fund our economies. Let us unite. Let us be able to mine our resources and turn them into finished product. Because a nuclear weapon, guys, is something that is very expensive. First of all, you need the technology. We don't even have satellite dishes. We don't even have the rockets. We don't even have the missile. What are we going to use it for? Whilst our people goes to bed with empty stomach. So I think that the economy must come first. The economy is going to help us to build whatever we want in Africa. And I thank you for that.
No problem. Thank you everyone for joining the live. I appreciate you. And welcome everyone to the live. You're all appreciated. Thank you everyone for coming to the live. Thank you for joining. We have learned a lot and we have had a good time to learn different things. So, family, let me see you later on a different topic. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you tomorrow, maybe for the same topic. But I appreciate all of you, family. Right now, we are closing, and you're all appreciated. Thank you, gents. Thank you, everyone.